All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders, great millstone, who teach very well, who I learned this truth from, and salutation out there to the hopeful elect, who continue to push this word in our truth, faith, and sincerity. And also, shalom to all the men, women, and children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And today, man, just basically getting on this world is ass backwards and it needs to be destroyed. Because everything here is totally anti-life, man. It's anti-Yahushai. You know, that's why he tells us this in the book of Psalms 23. And I'm going to jump down to verse 4. It says, yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. And that's what we're living in right now. America, Babylon the Great. Because again, we already know that this place is a valley in the form of the Appalachian Mountains and the Rocky Mountains, but also it's a valley because people are lowering morals and everything. It's a big thing over here in the West to have sex parties and cucks and all these different things. And that's a whole different world if you enter into it, man. And once you realize and see what's going on, the only thing you can go to, or the only conclusion you can come to, is that these people are sick. And the only solution that can fix this thing is the destruction of Babylon the Great, Let's get this word death, because it says the valley of the shadow of death. Let's go right here. It says death, shadow, deep darkness. And a part of people being in deep darkness is these people actually thinking that wickedness is normal. And that's a part of the curses too. Growing up here in the West, man. Growing up here in the customs of the heathen. So once you speak against it, now you're the bad guy. When it says he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. So we was raised in America, man. We was actually raised in darkness until Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai shined his light upon us. Let's go and read a little bit more. It says death, shadow, distress, extreme danger. Right there. Extreme danger is finna get ready to happen here in Babylon the Great. Because again, we know this is the main stage. The Lord is finna destroy this place, but even to build up into it. Weapons are readily available for wicked people. So imagine how things is going to pop off in Jacob's trouble, man. You look at the statistics that these smart Edomites have. They say in the first 72 hours, man, a lot of people just going to get downed off. Because again, these people here in America, they're not ready for the harsh conditions that's finna get ready to come upon the planet Earth. Why? Because they're dead. It says shadow of the place of the dead. And again, these people, especially these Americans, these permanent Americans, they in the congregation of the dead. And why? Because they really don't know what's going on. They don't know about the movie that's happening between Jacob and Esau. The spiritual battle, the raising up of the third temple. These niggas just going by their everyday life, man. And being entrapped by the ways of Babylon the Great, man. They being entrapped by the ways of Esau wicked philosophies, Let's get that word death real quick. That word death, it says death dying, death personified, realm of the dead, death by violence. And in this spirit, Esau got his rulership like that. But it says state of death, place of death. And again, that is all really talking about America, man, because America is the place of the dead. That's the reason why the LGXYZ is exalted here. That's the reason why wickedness is exalted here. The woman ruling over the man, pork being ready and available, seafood boils is a common thing amongst the community. And all these things have to stop, man, in order for righteousness to flourish. Read this again. Yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. So while we're in the midst of the wicked most wickedest kingdom upon the planet Earth, while we're in the midst of it, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua is comforting us with the scriptures, man. He's comforting us with the words of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, and actually that comfort comes into what? Knowing the future. You know, being occupied in the prophecies and the meditation thereof. It's a sense of comfort to know that Esau, Edom will be destroyed. Your supervisor who's a bitch ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Your woman who cheated on you and all this, they're gonna get destroyed for their wickedness, and ultimately they're gonna come back in the kingdom of heaven in their perfect estate, man. Your grandma that you lost, your uncle, your auntie, all the people that passed, and next time you see them, they're gonna come back in their perfect estate. Because 9 times out of 10, those people died because something that Esau did, whether it was in the form of their medication, or whether it's in the form of, little Jimmy got a Smith & Wesson. Who created Smith & Wesson? Who is Smith & Wesson, man? Esau, Edom. But again, just shows you while we're in the midst of the valley of the shadow of death, the Lord is giving us comfort by letting us know what's going on in the future, you know? Continuing on, verse 5, it says, thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Yes. So the Lord is setting up the third temple right in front of Esau's face. You know, continuing on, thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. And yes, because here in this time we have the words of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua abundantly. So let's jump back right here into the book of Ecclesiastes 10 and 5. It says, there is an evil which I seen under the sun, as an error which proceedeth from the ruler. So this is Solomon speaking, man. And ultimately, he's saying it's an error. Some ain't right upon the planet Earth. And what was wrong was what? Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You got to look at it from Solomon's perspective, man. You know, even though in his latter years, he, went off, which was the will of the Most High. But at the same time, that comparing it to what Esau doing now is nothing, man. This guy he turning men he turning boys into girls and girls into boys, men into women, women into men. This nigga love hurting children. He love putting chemicals in your food. I'm gonna keep on saying that, man. Fluoride in your water. He loved destroying your communities and taking the father out the household. That's an error that Solomon seen, but the real reason is because we sinned and transgressed against Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Read this again. It says, there is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceeded from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low places, and that's it. Folly is set in great dignity. Look at TikTok, man. Niggas go on TikTok for rage baiting and yelling and doing foolish things for a viral moment, 2 million views, and all of a sudden they get this nigga a NIL deal. You know? And now it's a couple niggas that's following after him. I mean, it was this nigga, I forgot his name, and through the spirit of the Lord ended up putting that nigga to death. He had a viral video. He'll jump on some, like a display system. I mean, a display like in a grocery store, or a display in like a mall. He'll say, put him in a coffin, and just cause a ruckus, man. And the Lord physically put this guy in a coffin, man. And the reason why, because he was dwelling in his folly, man. He was dwelling in his foolish estate. Why? Because he was raised in Babylon. And that was taught to be a normal thing. You know, TikTok videos and TikTok pranks, it's taught to be a normal thing here. That shit is off. But it's set into high esteem. That's how a lot of the younger generation is perceiving how they're going to make it through the internet. Niggas ain't working with their hands, even their talent with music or anything like that. Nigga just say, we're going to get a viral song on the internet and we good. That's an error, man. Because ultimately these people are erring in life. You watch these different award shows. They barely say God. I want to give God first. That's a rare thing. You know? Let's go ahead and continue on. It says, I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. And that's the fulfillment of us being brought low. We being the tail and them and Esau being the head. But look at the actions behind it when this guy's in rulership. Again, the earth is fighting back against him. A lot of earthquakes that's happening. Not to mention this guy, he's shooting nukes in the ocean. You know, missiles explode in the ocean and shit like that. Not to even mention that. But just going back, this guy, he's shooting nukes in the ocean. This nigga do mining 24/7, man. You know? And wondering why it's different mudslides and things that's happening, man. You know? He mess up the whole ecosystem, whether it be the ecosystem of the sea or the ecosystem of the forest. Whether this nigga drop chemicals here or drop chemicals there is affecting everybody. And this is why the only solution is what? The destruction. You know? Let's get this real quick. This is the book of Romans, chapter 8, and verse 19. It says, for the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High. And that's it. Subconsciously, you complaining. Subconsciously, you mad. Trump in office. You know, all these different things. Subconsciously, everybody want to get out of here, man. But again, it's something that brings a TV show. I want to watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, a LeBron final year. That's what keep niggas here, man. You go to G, because even when you speak at Jake, whether it be at the job or, you know, at the gas station, everybody's suffering, man. Everybody's tired of Esau. And it got to a point when really people know who's the problem upon the planet Earth now. You know? But to put you guys back into that submissive mindset, you know what this guy do? He give you entertainment. Entertainment and drugs. Entertainment, drugs, and women. That's how Esau got control of a lot of these niggas, man. You know? But again, this is why the only solution is going to be the destruction. So what Yahweh Shemel Shakin bringing forth a new system of righteousness. This second Ezra chapter 4, and I'm gonna jump down to verse 26. It says, then therein answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel. For the world hasteneth fast to pass away. And that world is talking about the current age that we're living in now. The world of the Edomites. Continuing on. It says, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in the time to come, the kingdom of heaven. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. And this is why the Lord compared this place to the valley of the shadow of death. Because what do infirmities lead to? Death. Same thing with unrighteousness. Unrighteousness leads to death, man. Continuing on. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee. For the evil is sown, the valley of the shadow of death, Babylon the Great, America, this beast system. For the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. Because certain prophecies have to come to pass. We already know Jacob's trouble, World War III, and the MOTB. A tiny little device is going to go under people's skin to dictate whether you buy or sell. You know, these are the things that's coming upon the planet Earth. You know, but once them things do come, then the destruction is there. Especially when it comes to the MOTB. Let's read a little bit more. It says, if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and in the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that it's sown with good. So yeah, with that, man, just if you want to go to heaven, you know, you want to have a peace of mind, you know, you want righteousness to flourish throughout the planet Earth, then guess what? You want the destruction to happen, man. And this is why guys like Deacon and other sellouts like Vocab, but Vocab, he's the seller, you know, but the sellouts, the reason why they don't want this truth to get pushed forth and things like that, because they hate righteousness, man. They don't want righteousness to flourish throughout the planet Earth. They love children to suffer and things like that. So yeah, I pray this video was edifying. To give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rakakodash. I want to give double honor to my apostle, Elders Great Millstone, and Shalom.